Hey, hi, how are y'all? I am Jade Fox Unfiltered, and welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I actually said that I would make this video like in my last video where I actually sat down with you guys, not the little clips or whatever that I played or whatever. And like I said, it doesn't feel like it's been 2 weeks, but I said that I would do it. And I'm a fair person, so I try to see, every angle of a situation, even though, me and Malibu are not each other's favorite person. I don't want to say we had words because I don't think we ever directly said anything to each other. But even though he on a losing team over there with that Mr. Welfare Bush himself, it will never, ever, ever get old. Oh my gosh. But anyway, even though he's over there doing shit, I was like, you know what? Let me see if there's something else going on. So let's get this started. But anywho, so what I want to know is Malibu. You miss me, Daddy? Do you miss me? It's been 2 weeks. I'm probably the only female in the world that has ever in life, past, present, future, has ever referred to you as the term daddy. And now that I think about it, I'm probably the only person that has referred to your bottom queen as fucking daddy. You a straight queen. Hell yeah. But anyway, nonetheless, okay? So before I get into this video, let's give you a little bit of backstory. Well, I hate giving backstory because it's basically stuff that I've talked about in previous videos. But I think I'm going to break this video up into like several things and just give it to y'all some days by days because I got a lot to say and I don't like looking at 40-minute videos. My last video was damn near 40 minutes. But anyway, so let's get into it. How I think it's a possibility. Maybe Malibu's a victim. Maybe he's a victim. Maybe he's also been victimized. Okay. Like I said, backstory. One thing about people who have obsessions with people or things or whatever, they're going to always be a step ahead of you. Like always. Like when you think of only going right, they're going to think of going right, left, up, down, side to side. Like basically it's a situation where let's say you're in a relationship with somebody and they're crazy about you, but they really crazy and obsessive. Like all they do is obsess over you. So you are being a regular person. Any normal person will be like, when you put your phone code in, you're not paying attention. But the psycho that's with you, even if he's across the room, he knows to pay attention to. Let me see. Let me act like I'm not looking at the phone call. Let me see. Okay, so that's how you get into a phone. And then they're gonna, while you're not paying attention, calculate stuff to try to like get your phone to steal it and to do different things. And to do different things or whatever. So that's basically how obsession works or whatever. And so there is Mr. Welfare Bush or whatever. He's obsessed with Keesha Kaylee and has been obsessed for years. Okay. So like one thing with obsessive people, they, like I said, they figure out how to make some stuff happen. Like when you're not paying attention. So in other cases that Paris has done this, like, okay, let's say dilemma. His first dilemma was he's obsessed with Keesha and he wanted to get into Keesha's world to like, talk to Keesha, like become whatever. That was his first dilemma because at first he was just another one of, Keesha got what, 500 and some thousand followers or whatever. And I'm pretty sure there's millions of people that have seen him. He's just one of those. So how to, rank out and to become whatever. So he tried to do what he's doing now years ago, but people wasn't going for it. She had just gotten with Jeremy. They didn't have, little baby August, none of this other stuff that transpired that they're trying to use against, Keesha. So they got rid of Big Sur, but Big Sur would still tweet stuff about her and, still just was obsessive. So years later, the stuff happened with the handmaiden and Jeremy and all this other stuff. And they were able to, he was able to get a platform because hating on Keesha was the thing to do or whatever. So when he got that done, he was, okay, cool. So now his first dilemma, okay, get Keesha Kaylee's attention. So he knew he couldn't get it through love, so he got it through hate. A lot of people respond more to hate than they do to love. Like before saying, like if somebody says, oh man, I like your hair, I like this, I like that, you know, in the comments, and it's a lot of people saying that, you don't want to say hello, oh, it's nice, blah, 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 to everybody. But if somebody's saying, oh, I saw your mama looking stupid, you know, that sticks out. So he says, okay, because Posh is stalking, all these other people are stalking, they're able to get Keesha's attention, let me be the next Posh. So that was the thing. So bam, got Keesha's attention. So the next dilemma was to actually secure like personal time with Keesha, which is in which he did all this other craziness, and they were on the phone with lawyers and everything else, and y'all should have heard that. When he finally, this was the first piece of personal interaction he had with Keesha, and he like went crazy. He was like, ah! Because Keesha was on the phone. He knew she was on the phone, but she wouldn't say anything. So he got the screaming and crying. Ooh, he got all these videos, and I know he taped all of the conversations, but he'll never let y'all hear that. Trust me. He was like, ah, what, Keesha, what did you say? I'm talking about, this nigga was crazy. It was bad. It was horrible. But anyway, so he was able to do that. So next dilemma was to get more time. He wants to get a personal conversation because she wouldn't talk. So that was the next dilemma. So he was like, how do I work this angle and fix that? So I still firmly believe it was to send like people in the Discord and all these other followers of Big Sur or whatever would say that he would like bully them into like calling CPS, and they're doing all kind of low vibrational stuff, and you know, them being weaklings, they stupid, they do it, you know what I mean? So he's like, okay, well, how can I work this situation? So, you know, he was like, okay, well, let me make it look like we got something in common. Let me send a dangerous situation her way and make it look like I'm in the same exact dangerous situation. So he said, oh, it's high time we talk, and you know, sent somebody to go talk to Keesha, and was able to get Keesha on the phone. And when he was on the phone, he was cooing and all this other stuff. So he solved that dilemma. Okay, so but before that, it was next dilemma was to get people that's in her life. So was able to forge a friendship with the Leeway, you know what I mean? He didn't know all these people, was able to forge a friendship with the Leeway, and was like calling Hazel every day, was getting all these personal people in his life or whatever. So anyway, when he was able to get on the phone, you know, like I said, he wanted more. So that's why he never went back and told anybody what they were talking about, because he was still very, very much loyal to Keesha, because he thought that there would be some type of friendship. I'm trying to move as fast as I can because I know y'all know this story, but not everybody knows the story. So anyway, like I said, that was that dilemma. So he thought that he solved that dilemma. He fumbled the ball. Like, he thought that Keesha was going to talk to him. He saw that Keesha was not going to get rid of D, blah, blah, blah. Fast forward, blah, blah, blah. So he's like, the next dilemma is to get what makes Keesha click or whatever. So he's like, what does she love? Okay, she loves her kids. So started doing the thing with trying to get her attention to Photoshop, using Photoshop images of stuff on Baby Jory and just all kind of stuff that wasn't working. So he was like, okay, well, the thing he said, okay, well, Shanita's a pastel. You know, get to Jeremy's family. I know she loves Jeremy. So at first he came at Jeremy like bad. I'm not Jeremy, I'm sorry. Well, he did come at Jeremy bad. He came at Shanita wrong. And so, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't the enemy of my enemy my friend? So Shanita used to say horrible things about Keesha and blah, 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 and was gung-ho Keesha's #1 hater. Why didn't you come out the gate trying to be nice to Shanita? Like, trying to get whatever. It's because the dude is really in love, obsessed with Keesha. So, of course, this person is saying bad things about Keesha. So, that made him dislike him until he realized, okay, well, Shanita not all there as I thought he was. I could use Shanita. So, what he did was, dilemma, try to use Shanita to get other things. So, he used Shanita to get, got Shanita to put down her defenses by making it look like he was helping her in some way. Like, hey, look, this is how you do your videos. This is how you do that. You know, give him little tidbits, not enough to make Shanita actually do this, you know, do well on YouTube. But, you know, nobody's done that for Shanita. So Shanita thinking he getting helping. And so that made Shanita put her guard down or whatever. So she was like, okay, well, Shanita's washed up. I've gotten all the information out of Shanita that I want. What else is there? Okay, now I'm trying to get to other pastels. Second dilemma. Get to some more pastels. Use Shanita to get, you know, to some more pastels, to the mom or something. So he says, okay, so what makes them click? He was like, okay, so I know that even though Shanita's doing all this, she loves her brother. But at the end of the day, let's see. And I know Mrs. Pastel loves her child. So let me see. Let me tell Shanita, basically make her think that Jeremy's some type of way in trouble again, talked about. So she was like, well, look, give me your mom's number. I'll talk to him. So dilemma. get the mom on the phone. So got the mom on the phone. He was like, okay, so basically use the mother, because a mother loves their children. So the mother thinking that Shanita is Shanita, thinking they're basically talking about Shanita. It's not Keesha, because she's like, okay, well, you're helping my daughter. So Mrs. Pastel is talking to somebody she think has her daughter's back, because Shanita, just because she told, oh, don't be sure to put tags on your video, something simple, she's thinking she's helping. So that's why he was able to secure that. But then I guess Mrs. Pastel was not saying as much as she wanted him to say, or whatever. As to say, I tried to snooze some. Didn't say as much as he wanted to say. So she was like, okay, so now I need to get to the next step, which is to try to get to another Pastel, which is Alexa. So try to hit Alexa up and do all kind of stuff. That didn't work. That was the end of that. So that was that dilemma. Okay, so now more backstory. So back in the gap or whatever, a few months ago, Paris got online and was saying that Malibu DollFace was they said Keesha would never strike my channel or do anything to my channel because my best friend has a bigger platform. At first he did not say the name, but then somebody, I think it was on live, but somebody asked, it was like, then he said the name. He was like, yeah, because baby, I'll call her Malibu DollFace. And then I was like, oh, so Malibu DollFace is the best friend you're talking about? He's like, yes, Malibu DollFace is my best friend, and that's who, yeah, Malibu would get him chumped off. Malibu would do this, Malibu would do that. You know what I'm saying? Was just saying that Malibu would do all of these other things. And so would really get Keesha's channel taken away and all this other stuff. So nobody believed that. Nobody believed that Malibu would do that, or Malibu would use his influence, because Malibu dormant anyway, like use his influence to basically get Keesha taken off the internet and blah, blah, blah. So basically when Keesha started striking her channel, I was one of the people, not the first, because even Paris's followers were like, oh, Malibu DollFace is your best friend. Whereas Malibu, you know, when we gonna, you know, talk to Malibu or something like that. So they were like, all right. So what else he said? Oh yeah, so he was like, oh yeah, so where's Malibu and blah blah blah. So like I said, I was one of the first to ask that. And so in my video I'll be like, yo, where's Malibu DollFace, blah blah blah. So I guess he was like, okay, dilemma, I need to make Malibu DollFace to occur. I need to like get Malibu or whatever. So he found a way, like probably a month or something later, to get Malibu on a live, because at first Malibu wasn't, you know, we didn't see Malibu. You didn't see Malibu on his page. You didn't see Malibu nowhere. You saw none of that. So I guess he was like, okay, well, let me make Malibu DollFace occur. And he did. So Malibu was just on, Malibu never did a video with him that I saw. All Malibu did was basically come on his live and was like, they were talking and stuff like that. So that was that. So he used that to whatever, but then that also makes me wonder, like, okay, why is Malibu doing all of this all of a sudden? Did he use Malibu's like condition to like manipulate a situation? Because like, so Malibu, one thing about Malibu seems to suffer on and off with depression. Like, I mean, like he does. So I mean,
but my mental is suffering. If I look like I'm about to cry, it's because I am. But sometimes you do become depressed because your work becomes your life and your life becomes your work. And
yeah, I mean, so now I remember saying in one of my former videos, I remember saying that, and I was like, do you think he tricked Malibu? Like use Malibu's depression of being, you know, depression, and because one thing about people who's depressed or whatever, it's a lot of other things that's going on with you besides you just being depressed. Like you have problems with concentration, problems with memory, like you just not paying attention to certain things or whatever. And so I actually asked the question in one video. I said,
is that the same situation that went on with Malibu DollFace? Like, did he give Malibu DollFace like some old photoshopped ass shit, or some photoshopped ass views, you know, just something photoshopped or something that shows Keesha or anybody associated with Keesha D, anybody that
right,
said something horrible? And so, did he do?
Right. So it's like, I said that. I was like, you think he's like photoshopping shit and stuff? And then lo and behold, like basically all of the information that Malibu has been getting has been regurgitated from Paris. So that makes me think, okay, Paris, dilemma. Okay, I did make Malibu DollFace occur, but now I want Malibu DollFace as an ally. I want to use Malibu DollFace as a puppet and let Malibu DollFace help me. So what makes Malibu tick? Okay, first of all, he's not too much paying attention, which I'll get into later. And then second of all, what is he not like? Okay. So I don't think that he doesn't like somebody threatening his platform. Okay. He doesn't like anybody talking about him. So let me work on stuff that I've learned from knowing of Malibu DollFace over the years. Let me work on that. Let me see if I can, let's see if I can do things that have something to do with that. So I was like, okay. So that's exactly what he said. He was like, okay, well, let me do that. So that makes me think, oh, not my husband. That makes me think like, all right, the hell is going on with everybody? Hold, All right, so that makes me think that he may have used Malibu for his personal gain. Like he's said, okay, well, let me massage those situations so that Malibu could come in full force and help me. Because like I said, everything that Malibu's gotten is stuff that's came from him. So like Malibu said something about, I know it's Keesha. I know it's you, slow one. Like when he was saying, you know, talking back to somebody that was in his presence, you know, talking about Keesha. He was basically like, yeah, I know it's you, slow one, because blah, blah, blah. I know that's you. Da, 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 da. I think it could be a situation that he was like, look, Malibu, that's definitely Keesha. That's Keesha that's doing all this other stuff. I know how Keesha moves, you know. I know how Keesha does this. It's definitely Keesha. It's Keesha. It's Keesha. It's Keesha. So I'm like, okay. So anyway, so the first thing he probably, when he went to Malibu, he probably said, yeah. He was probably like, yeah, so Malibu, you know, there's some girl that's been making a video that's friends with Keesha or that hates me. And she keeps asking where you at. Let me show you. And when he probably showed Malibu's my videos, Malibu probably was like, who the fuck is that? Like, who the fuck is that? Like,
what the fuck is that?
Like, I mean, it's some chick with a fucking ponytail sitting in the trees and shit like that. Like, why the fuck would I care that she's saying where the fuck is Malibu DollFace? Like, I don't know this bitch. Like, I don't know her. Like, I don't know her. She don't have 10,000 followers. She don't have nothing that I'm looking for. So why would I care? So I guess that wasn't enough. So, you know, sent D saying the same thing and then was sending other people his same minions that he got to allegedly send CPS to Keesha and all this other stuff. Had them like, you know, send certain shit. And, you know, he was screenshotting stuff that they would ask. Like, that was his own people asking and shit. So making, you know, to anger Malibu DollFace so that Malibu could just jump in and do all of this crazy shit. So, I'm like, okay, that was pretty weird. Like, okay. So then also, he went to, where else did he go? He tried to use Malibu, I mean, yeah, that's another way he could have used Malibu. But, then I guess, like I said, that started working or whatever. He just kept in his ear, kept in his ear, and kept in his ear. But then, that brought me to something. That really, really brought me to something. Y'all remember Paris was like, oh, that's my best friend. That's my best friend. That's my best friend. But, like, think about it. Have you ever heard Paris say in front of Malibu that he's his best friend? Like, have you ever heard that? So, but I could tell you what I did hear.
It was to my friend Paris. So today, we're going to do the best friend tag. Say hey, bestie.
Yeah, I heard that. Like, I've never heard him refer to him as that. So, which brings me to the question of, you know what? I'm going to save that for tomorrow. Like I said, this is going to be a multi-part series or whatever. So we're gonna get into that, and it's a bunch of different points that I wanted to make to show y'all. Hold up, you think this? So stay tuned, and I'm gonna come back with another one tomorrow. All right. Thank you for kicking it with me, girl hands.